In 2010, Diego Maradona would lead his nation into the World Cup, where eventually they would be eliminated by Germany in the quarter-finals. But what if you make the legendary Argentine manager for the 2022 tournament? And we have moved that exact version of Diego, who appeared on Football Manager 2010, to FM 2023. As a player, he needs no introduction. During an incredible career, he'd win major trophies with Boca, Barcelona, Napoli, and his national team. But as a coach, he couldn't quite emulate that magic. Whilst his time with Argentina delivered his highest win percentage in the dugout, their qualifying campaign was inconsistent to say the least. They would eventually make it to South Africa, in fourth place behind Brazil, Chile, and Paraguay. In 2010, Argentina had no shortage of quality to draw upon, and this time around it's going to be similar. Between the posts, they'll have the tournament Golden Glove winner, Emi Martinez. At the centre of the field, for me, one of the most underrated players in Qatar, Rodrigo de Paul. His energy was absolutely crucial to their triumph. And finally, someone Diego will be wanting more from than in 2010, Lionel Messi. During his previous managerial tenure, Messi would score 11 goals for his nation, but remarkably failed to find the back of the net in the tournament. And here is the South American squad in full. A few noticeable absentees, Gonzalo Montiel, Thiago Almada, and Ezequiel Palacios. In a rather interesting move, he has selected Mauro Icardi for the squad. Famously, he is usually omitted from the national selection, so it's going to be interesting how impactful he can be. With the first round of games just about to begin, Argentina find themselves in a group alongside Mexico, Poland, and Saudi Arabia. Matchday 1 will see a clash of the Americas, with Argentina coming up against Mexico. In reality, this game would finish 2-0 to the Albiceleste, with goals coming from Messi and Enzo Fernandez. After a fierce opening hour, the score would be tied, before a goal would materialise from an unlikely source, which turned out to be the winner. Just like in 2010, Diego would taste victory against Mexico. Up next, Saudi Arabia. Despite entering that game as massive favourites and even taking the lead, their opponents would prove to be no pushovers, fighting back for a 2-1 win. And once again, they would make a promising start. Enzo Fernandez is unmarked on the edge of the box, firing home. Julian Alvarez's delicate chip would add a fourth as they began to run riot. Another who failed to make the cut for their 2022 squad was Lucas Ocampos. He's definitely hit the ground running here though, already scoring 3 times for his nation. Lionel Messi would add his side 7th in stoppage time as they registered one of their biggest victories in history. With 2 victories out of 2, Maradona has already ensured his side's progression to the round of 16. But with Poland on equal points in second, there's literally all to play for. Seeing his side needs some rest though, there has been a little rotation, with minutes for Matheus Zaracho. The Atletico Mineiro midfielder had an exceptional season with the Brazilian Giants. But Poland would prove to be no pushovers. After an uneventful opening hour, the ball is played into the box. Zalewski converts to give his side the lead. With a minute remaining in regulation, Messi converts from the spot, which secured a point. Argentina top their group on goal difference. Elsewhere, a lot of the major nations also booked their spot in the latter stages. A very underwhelming performance by Brazil, though, which sees them eliminated at this early juncture. With the round of 16 set, Diego Maradona's side will face Denmark next. Favouring a defensive formation, the Europeans will be looking to hit Argentina on the counter-attack. Leading their forward line will be Martin Braithwaite. So far during the tournament, he has failed to find the back of the net in 2 games. And the ex-Barcelona forward would find his side trailing inside 20 minutes. Rodrigo de Paul plays the perfect pass inside to Messi, who converts. But they couldn't build on that. In the 32nd minute, once again the scores were tied. In the end, it would be decided on penalties. A costly miss meant Argentina would progress through to the quarters, where they'd face the Netherlands, the same team which they met at this stage in Qatar. Between 2006 and 2014, Argentina would be eliminated in 3 back-to-back World Cups by Germany. Diego Maradona's 2010 campaign would finish in a 4-0 defeat. Looking to avoid that same fate, he sent his side out in an aggressive manner. Just after the equalising kickoff, Martinez restores his side's advantage. Despite a plethora of chances late on, this is how the game would finish. Argentina are into the semis, where Diego has gone with a very similar lineup to the one which took the field on the opening match day. Back in come the likes of Paredes and Di Maria. For their opponents, there's no shortage of quality either. During his World Cup career so far, Kevin De Bruyne has scored twice for his nation, in 2014 against the US and in 2018 against Brazil. And he'd add a third from the penalty spot. Staring elimination in the face, with just 5 minutes to go, the ball is played out wide. Alvarez finds himself in the middle with a golden opportunity to equalise. But he would fail to convert. Argentina are eliminated at the semi-final stage. Their joint 2 top scorers would be Campos and Lionel Messi, each finding the back of the net 4 times. Rodrigo de Paul would also have a tournament to remember, providing 3 assists for his teammates. But who would go on to win football's biggest prize? It was actually Croatia, prevailing on penalties to win their first ever world title. Diego Maradona's performances for Argentina will ensure his continued adoration forever. In the dugout, he didn't quite manage to replicate that success. Here, though, with his nation, he did come close to winning the Jules Rimet Trophy once again.